The topic is the election of President Obama, gangs, and ex-offenders. And we have with us to talk about this topic Reverend Walker, Mr. Britton, and Mr. Greenlee. And of course, Mr. Greenlee, let's see if we can pick up during this final segment to have you to make some statements in terms of what you consider to be the impact of that election upon gangs and upon ex-offenders, or upon whatever topic you wish to deal with.
I think that Obama's election, the best thing that ever happened to the United States, rest through these particular times. The time that we are going through now, it demands time for change. It don't demand the same old status quo. And every 7 and 9 years, we get back, and we don't put all our money in 401s, and we don't put all our money here, and we end up with time for us to use it, we don't have because of greed. Man, if we just take that same thought and relay it to a certain community, and let's balance this thing out just a little bit. See, we ain't got to balance it all the way out. Just balance it out just a little bit. And these are the things that I know Obama has called a call for. You know, he's trying to balance this thing out, man. And I'm telling y'all something, he's doing a great job.
He's a community organizer.
Do you think that he's perfect? No. But this man left to go, instead of to corporate, he went back to the slum of Chicago. And I think that's where God gave him his grace. He put some things together from grassroots. Okay? So we got to get up off of this, starting from the top. Man, let's get down and take care of, you know, we got grassroots organizations that needs the same monies. Okay, but I didn't go to Harvard. I didn't go to Vanderbilt. So when I signed my piece of paper asking for the money, I'm not qualified. And then when I put folks with me that's qualified, they want to change the vision. You know? Okay. So I love Obama for standing up for his vision. You know? And it's going to be a fight, but guess what? Only the fighters win. You know, you knocked me down now, right? I'm getting back up. Okay? So I was knocked down for 17 years on drugs. But Walker, you know the struggle, you know the game. We come back. Man, and now we are impacting our community. That's what Obama has done and given us that drive. Man, listen, don't quit now. You know, don't quit now.
Okay. Britt.
Well, I think that one thing that Lonnie had said that brought up a point in my mind was change. And I think as far as for our young people, they are scared of change. And we just have to, as elders, as pastors, as community leaders, we have to continue to drill in their mind that they cannot be scared of change. Change can be for the positive, or change can be for the negative. And in some instances, some people we all got to make a change in some instances with the positive. And so with our young people today, we just got to continue to motivate them that change could be what changed their whole entire life. They are the change for their family. They are the change for themselves. Just because they mom and dad didn't go to college doesn't mean they don't have to go to college. Just because they mom and dad didn't own it a bit doesn't mean they have to do that. And I think the important thing that we have to do that President has done for us is that we have to start breaking the generational curses that are on our families. You know, because certain stuff that I do, certain stuff that certain people do is because it was passed down from somewhere, one of our ancestors or somewhere, and we don't have to continue to accept that curse. We have the power. Young people have the power to break that curse.
Reverend Walker.
You know, I mean, Lonnie brought up some really good points over there, you know, concerning, you know, when you look at President Barack Obama and the type of presidency that he's having right now, you know, what you're looking at is a president that's focused on building the people. Because, you know, we all know if you build a people, you'll build a country. You know what I'm saying? If you can build the people, and just the simple fact that he won the election and was inaugurated as the President of the United States of America as a black man, you know, that right there elevated the people's mindset to another level where now people are having hope. People are saying, like my brother saying, that I can own the business. Just because grandma didn't have one, that don't mean I can't have one. You know what I'm saying? So we're in a situation now that what needs to happen now is resources need to be released into our communities so that we can start making a difference. And well, and when you look at it, you know, like Brother Lonnie was saying, I didn't go to Harvard, I didn't go to Vanderbilt, just like you. And when you send the paperwork in, then you reject it because you didn't. But at the same time, because of what we've lived through and what we've experienced, we know how to better help and assist these people that need that kind of help. So we're the ones, our organizations are the ones that need the funding to get the things happening. And I believe that right now, Dr. Haney, as a result of President Obama being in office, I believe that funding is going to, I know it's being released because, I mean, I got it in the email about the 75 million that he requested, the 25 million, you know, that's supposed to be made available in this particular year of 2009. So there's more monies to come. I just hope that we don't have to jump through all of those red tape hurdles that Lonnie was alluding to having to do when to get our hands on this money, because you know we was talking earlier. Lonnie had brought up the this situation about, you know, let's get real with this thing concerning how blacks are committing the majority of the crimes. They're incarcerated. What do you say? 60% of the prison population consists of black. So if we help the black man, then we'll lower the crime rate. That would make sense.
That's right.
And I think you said something, Lonnie, about the number of murders that were committed, and that's past year, what, 75?
75.
And majority of those were black on black crime. So go ahead. I know you're gonna say something.
Hey man, all you gotta do is just go look. See, we don't have to sit up here, man, and keep talking about this stuff. Is in our face.
Right. It's right there.
Okay. Every meeting we go to, it's about the problem.
Right.
But we need to start going to the meeting for the solutions.
And let me say this too, Lonnie, because we got to get our minds off of events. You know, something that happened, and then we'll have an event. You know what I'm saying? And then there's no follow-up.
That's right.
There's no consistency in solving the problem. We'll hover around, we'll gather around, somebody gets shot in the neighborhood. It's a tragic situation, could involve a police officer or what have you. Then the community comes together and they'll celebrate, in a sense, the event. And then the next day, after the news cameras are gone and the media is no longer interested, then they're no longer interested, and then it's business as usual. And like you said, you just can't go back to business as usual, the status quo, man. Change has come, and let's make this change real. And we need folks, you know, I'm so glad to be on the show with Lonnie today, because, you know, I believe this is the beginning of something that's going to continue on in terms of being able to get out here and make a different impact, man. Our world and our society are taking advantage. See, we got a window of opportunity. I say it's going to last for 8 years, you know, because I believe President Barack Obama will be reelected. But we've got a window of opportunity that we can take advantage of right now and make some things happen, because, see, what has happened, people's mindset has been elevated as a result.
That's right.
And I'm not just talking about black people, I'm talking about
everybody.
people in general. Mindset has been elevated, because there are some people that said, like my brother here was saying, Brother Britton was saying, that never thought that they would see something like this happen. You know, but now it's happened. Then they said, well, the possibilities in America today are unlimited. This is truly the land of opportunity. In the middle of a recession, depression, whatever you want to call it, we're still in the land of opportunity. We still can make things happen, but we got to make things happen for those that are considered to be less fortunate, those incarcerated in the system, coming out, going there with a 10-year prison sentence, and then got a life sentence really on the head because your records follows you forever. That's one of the things I would like to get together, create some things to petition our president to make, to do something to change that situation. Where, I mean, I got convicted back in the 70s, man. I did my time. Why is it in 2009, man, I still got a criminal record, man, and I've been off of drugs for 23 years, be 23 years this year, man, pastoring a church, man, own my own business and stuff. Why do I still have to have a criminal record hanging over my head? You know, that's something that needs to be changed. If I've demonstrated for over the last 10 or 12 years that I'm an upstanding, law-abiding, tax-paying citizen of the United States of America, then treat me like one. You know what I'm saying?
You know? And that seems to make sense. And so we can, I think, agree over the last minute that we have here that the election of Mr. Obama opened many doors of opportunity, many doors of opportunity. And I think that we've had an opportunity to talk to educators. We've had an opportunity to talk to almost everybody, and that seemed to be the same general sentiment. And it's not only my sentiment, but it seems to be the sentiment of everybody that I talk to, that this is a tremendous opportunity, and it really speaks well in a real sense for America. I think it has elevated the status in terms of the way that people see the United States of America all around the world. And I want to thank all three of you for coming by and at least giving our audience some understanding as to who ex-offenders are, as well as who gang members are, because there's a tendency on all of our parts simply to lump them together. If you've ever been in jail, then you are still a criminal, and et cetera.
Dr. Haynes, just let our brothers in the prison know they got hope.
Okay, that's exactly it. And of course, let me thank our audience, and let me encourage you to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. Thank you, and good morning.